Alright everyone, this is my cherry tree and I'm really happy with this guy. First year in the ground and so many cherries have set. So it's one of the low chill mini Lee Royal Lee, or mini Royal Lee I think it is, double grafts. So I just want to show you some of the grafts that I've done on this year using that cleft method. So we've got Napoleon here, grafted on 31st of July. You can see here, that's where it's been grafted, and you can see the growth. See, it's already shot out some leaves and growth there. Another one over here, Stella, grafted all on the 31st of July, and again that side cleft graft. So you see that way, I haven't lost all this fruit, right? All this fruit here. I've not had to chop the tree back. I've just been able to graft on the side and get another variety that's come off there. If I come around here, this one's a little bit harder to see. Lapins. Again, new growth on lapins here. There's the join. Now I should be cutting these off. You can really leave the grafting tape and on, you know, up to Christmas. Generally, sort of 2 to 3 months after, it's pretty safe to remove. And down here, this one's really shot off. This is Merchant. Again, this is quite big sign material. You can see the join there, and that's all the growth, all of that going back down to there. So that's a Merchant cherry. So really happy with the results with the cherry tree. I'll go around the front, the back, and I'll show you a few other grafts I've done. All right, we're around the back now. So I'll show you a couple of other grafts I've done here. This was a seedling mango, just came up in the compost. I wanted another dwarf variety, so I managed to get some scion material for Palmer mango from one of the forums. Listen, it's not my prettiest graft, but it worked. Again, side cleft graft. When I did graft this, there was actually the rest of the seedling was still up here, so I grafted it on the side. Once I knew it had taken, it was growing up here, I then chopped that off to allow the sign material to become the dominant, allow the apical dominance to take over. So this was grafted last summer. Listen, seems to be going all right. Seems to be wanting to shoot out new growth soon, I think. So happy with that. All right, this was another. I was so happy with my cherry though. I got another rootstock, and got some of the cuttings from my existing cherry tree and grafted them on here, as well as some of the new varieties. So again, lapins down the bottom here. And this is why it's important to have a couple of buds, right? You know, for whatever reason, the top 2 buds on this sign wood didn't grow, but the bottom one did. So, and that's okay. If the others don't grow, once this is a bit more established, I'll cut that off there. We've got Stella off on the side here. Again, there's the graft down there. Side cleft again, 31st of July. And it's grown out pretty beautifully there. Now I've got I've got some other ones on here from my existing cherry tree. I don't remember the varieties of each of them, but they've also, now this would have been a whip and tongue graft. Maybe I'll show you whip and tongue in another video. And again, another one up here. These ones here haven't yet actually shot out, but they're looking like they're about to. They're very green. one there and that one there. So happy with those. Now this is my lemon lime tree. So this came grafted with both lemon and lime on it. I did graft something else onto it last year, and I'm about to find out maybe what it is. I got it from another tree my brother has, which is a multi-graft. He doesn't remember the varieties on it. This was a bud graft, okay? So I want to show you, if I can get it to focus. This is what a bud graft looks like after it's started to grow. Again, it would have been, the original tree would have shot up, past this. But once the bud graft took, I cut that off to allow the apical dominance to take over. And this is now shooting out a new variety. Now I do have more grafts on this tree, which I've done this year. These haven't yet taken. So I've got yuzu here. Yuzu is looking good. This was a whip and tongue graft. It's still green. I can get the thing to focus, and there's some nice little lighter green there, which indicates maybe it's about to get some growth soon. I have to say, guys, citrus is a lot harder than apples or cherries, I've found. I think it's a lot to do with the timing, and it can dry out really easily. So you can see most of these other grafts I've got on here. I've got aluminium foil, and I've got these Ziploc bags. So now this is a bud graft. I'll show you in here if I can get the thing to focus. Just want to try and zoom in a bit here. No. Okay, you can see what I've done there is literally just cut a bud out, cut a bud off an existing variety that I want on my tree, and then I've cut basically like a T line, like almost a T or I guess a cross, with a and once you've cut a bit of a cross, a long line and then a short line horizontally, you can use the other edge. You saw on my grafting knife there was another edge there that had a funny shape to it on the top. I'll show you in a moment. You can use that to peel the bark back, and you slot the bud in, and then it should all heal over, and in the end you get a result like the one I just showed you. Often the bud graft will heal in the current season, but it may not shoot growth to the next season. It's just the way it works. All right, so hopefully these other grafts take off and work okay. These are my espaliered apple trees. Again, a few good grafts here. These are all whip and tongue. Devonshire Quarrendon, nice early apple. Shot off there. We've got, I think, Red Delicious, a bit of a classic. Again, some growth is shot off there. That's again another example of using shorter or thinner sign material on a thicker stock. So yeah, that would have been a whip and tongue, but just on the edge of the stock of the tree itself. So I've put two new varieties up here. So Peas Good Non-Such is supposed to be a really big apple, and Red Cleopatra, both shot off okay. Christmas apple doing all right, and Mutsu, a Japanese apple, and lastly Golden Delicious. So that's all my grafts. I'll just show you that grafting knife, what I mean. So when you're doing your bud grafts, you've got that edge there. That's not that sharp, that edge. That's just used for inserting under the bark and lifting it so you can put your bud graft in. So that's virtually it, what I wanted to show you today. There is, yeah, I have been busy grafting. These are all little apple trees, so 2, 3, 4 varieties on each tree, so they'll be ready for people, end of summer. Okay, all right. Thank you everybody. Hope you found that interesting and useful.